boys, first game of the video today. Got a random barcode, Protoss player, and a random teammate. We got the depot. I'm gonna open with a Reaper expand. And I believe I'm gonna open with Hellions and Cyclones. You want to try to keep your buildings, like when you're building at the start, like putting it up here, no bueno. You want to keep your buildings kind of like away from your teammates' creep, because oftentimes what they'll do is they will block your shit with their creep. Tag the probe, since Blizzard won't fix the cannon rushing. So the player who picked Ray scouted, so we still have no information on what the random player spawned as.
아군이 공격받고 있습니다.
Oop, I just saw it over here. Zerg. So Cyclone Hellions definitely good here, I think. I don't really feel the need to chase that probe. Feel like if he was gonna do something, he already would have done it. Just get a scout off. Taking a base. Oh. Chrono boosting Stalker or Adept. I just saw some kind of a dot there. Wonder if that means Zerg is trying to take that. There it is. Go over here and check the third base. No third.
부속 건물 완성. 사령부 업그레이드 완료.
Oh crap. Oh, I missed micro, damn it. Alright, so there could be Stargate. I want to start making Cyclones early in case of Muta play or any type of Stargate play for that matter. Teammate is going into a lair. I want him to check that third with his Ovi that's there.
동맹이 공격받고 있습니다.
Okay, Phoenixes, so I need to go up to a quick second factory. Start spamming clones.
동맹이 공격받고 있습니다. 부속 건물 완성.
We should go up the gut because he just sank 300 resources into that net, or that third base, I should say.
동맹이 공격받고 있습니다. 동맹이 공격받고 있습니다. 동맹 기지가 공격받고 있습니다. 동맹이 공격받고 있습니다. 아군이 공격받고 있습니다.
Alright. A well-justified attack. Got the natural, got a bunch of workers. Fantastic attack. And then now, we're gonna go Widowmine Cyclone.
동맹이 공격받고 있습니다.
Go over here to the third bit. Oh my god, there's a fucking carrier there. Might be able to get it. Not 100% well versed in carrier micro. So let's get up 2 more factories. Let's actually get armor here. I'm gonna get the drilling claws upgrade for the mines. So I feel like we're in a pretty good spot, but it doesn't look like my teammate. It doesn't look like he transitioned very well out of this. I wasn't expecting him to counter with 2 carriers. Come on, howdy.
사령부 업그레이드 완료. 아군이 공격받고 있습니다. 기지가 공격받고 있습니다. 동맹이 공격받고 있습니다. 연구 완료.
Finally.
부속 건물 완. 기지가 공격받고 있습니다.
Gas is back up. Let's just queue up nothing but mines on that one. And then from here, I'm gonna start building a lot of Thors.
업그레이드 완료.
Maybe try to harass his third base.
광맥이 고갈되었습니다. 기지가 공격받고 있습니다. 기지가 공격받고 있습니다. 광맥이 고갈되었습니다. 광맥이 고갈되었습니다.
Oh, I got the carrier. Look at the range on these things. Fucking dude, I swear to God, man. Thor's way overtuned.
동맹이 공격받고 있습니다. 광맥이 고갈되었습니다.
Teammate doing work over there, good stuff. Now when I was doing my attack before, there was a probe that had came up this way. It was carrying a mineral. You can go back into the VOD and see it, but that's why I know there's a base down here.
동맹이 공격받고 있습니다. 업그레이드 완료. 동맹이 공격받고 있습니다. 광맥이 고갈되었습니다.
Let's see if that works actually. I've never done that before.
광맥이 고갈되었습니다.
Swarm hose came out of there. Protoss player is switching into Robo. What is going on there?
연구 완료.
I actually think I have engineering bay lol.
광맥이 고갈되었습니다. 사령부 업그레이드 완료.
Alright, I should be miles and miles ahead.
아군이 공격받고 있습니다.
Up there, maybe? Based off of the sound.
아군이 공격받고 있습니다. 기지가 공격받고 있습니다. 아군이 공격받고 있습니다.
No. See, I don't understand what this Protoss player is doing. He transitioned, the way he transitioned is so freaking awkward.
업그레이드 완료. 아군이 공격받고 있습니다. 부속 건물 완성. 부속 건물 완성.
I don't know. I honestly just really have no idea what's going on in this game. My opponents are 2 base and building a composition that apparently I can't kill.
동맹이 공격받고 있습니다. 동맹 기지가 공격받고 있습니다. 동맹이 공격받고 있습니다.
I mean, are there ninja bases or what exactly?
동맹이 공격받고 있습니다. 광맥이 고갈되었습니다.
Alright, so This was kind of an awkward game, but you can see the strength of opening Cyclone Hellion in this matchup, because Protoss, there's not really too much in the Protoss arsenal that has the capability of dealing with it in the early stages of the game. Mass Phoenixes might have worked. I don't know, various other strategies might have worked, but the point I kind of want to make here is that the game plan the entire game was to keep Protoss off of a third, keep his teammate off of a third. And so if we go into the score summary and we look at the resources, this is kind of like where I feel the imbalance resides in TZ, because your units are they're so strong at the start of the game, right? And they progressively get stronger, and at the same time, you can build additional economy without having to worry about losing your economy. I think my teammate played well, but I don't think he played that right. I feel like his economy should be closer to mine. But yeah, I mean, I think he played perfectly fine. The only thing that I would say is that his economy should have been a lot higher, based on how the game progressed, right? But anyway, I digress. The point I was trying to make is that when you're opening with like Hellion Cyclone, it makes it very difficult for players to take a third base or hold a third base. Doesn't matter what the map is, right? If you've got Zergling support with Hellion Cyclone, you're going to be able to keep them off of additional bases. And so therefore, you're going to have access to more resources, and more resources means more army, means a higher quality army with upgrades and stuff like that. So that was just kind of a clear-cut example of how good Cyclone, Hellion, and Zergling aggression can be. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the next game of the video. Protoss random versus Terran. I was random, got Terran. So 2 Terran versus random Protoss. I actually don't feel too confident going into this game because I feel like I just have a feeling that my teammate is not on par with everybody else in the game. Based off of usernames, based off of what I've seen on the load screen. Could be wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. What do I feel like going? Kind of feel like playing bio tank. I definitely don't like that open. It's just not efficient to supply depot before the orbital. He's going to gas. Into an engineering bay. I'm assuming that means 2 gas planetary fortress in his main with a tech lab. So, unfortunately, I really just wasn't able to identify that we're definitely not expanding there with that going on. There's a big proxy headed my direction. Okay, so we're gonna send the first Reaper to his base, and then we're gonna just go Reapers. We're gonna build 2 bunkers. I think this is where Protoss has spawned, but he may not have spawned there. Alright, so he's actually doing it with a cord, so these are going to be tech labs. I don't know what that was. There's something red. Oh, it's a probe.
부속 건물 완성. 부속 건물 완성.
Ah! Too slow, damn it.
동맹이 공격받고 있습니다. 동맹이 공격받고 있습니다.
Did you get an engineering bay in case of Banshee or something?
동맹 기지가 공격받고 있습니다. 동맹이 공격받고 있습니다.
Alright, we successfully held that, but problem is his teammate. I don't know what his race is. I don't know what he's going. I have no idea what to expect here.
연구 완료. 방립이
So we're gonna wait for medevacs, and then we're just gonna drop on Protoss.
부속 건물 완성. 동맹이 감염받고 있습니다.
So once again, the bad matchmaking gets the better of me. Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna win this.
아군이 공격받고 있습니다.
I lost way too many workers, and my teammate just sat there and did nothing. Oh boy, looks like the bad matchmaking has started.
동맹 기지가 공격받고 있습니다.
That guy's probably got like 13k in the bank right now. Oh yeah, load your whole army up against those blink stalkers, my dude.
기지가 공격받고 있습니다.
Yeah. Alright. Nothing I can do there. Oh, yeah, buddy. Yeah. And you know how many points I probably lost for this game? I probably ended up losing... I have to wait for the game to end, so I'm not going to sit around and wait for that because I don't care. But I'd say I probably lost 100 points, probably 80 MMR, something like that. Good stuff, Blizzard. Alright, my dudes, welcome to the next game. Alright, so he leaves. That means we're changing up the build. We gotta prepare for the economic cheese. Terran Protoss, Terran. So there's a good chance he'll actually just open with Reapers. That is a super early scout, so it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest to find a proxy out there somewhere. Never mind! GG! Alright, boys, we got a random Protoss versus a Protoss Terran. Gonna do a little Reaper action here. I'm not really feeling too good about the matchmaking right now, so we're gonna be doing some aggressive plays. Get up our gas. Not sure how I feel about that pylon placement. It's generally a pretty bad idea, unless you know you're not fighting a Terran. Falling the low ground like that as Protoss on this map can definitely be a big problem. If you're fighting a Terran player who will oftentimes go for Reapers. So that probe went up that way, which means there's definitely going to be some kind of shenanigans going on here. Which is fine, because the build that I've opted for counters early Protoss aggression. Well, actually, I don't know. He did open 2 gate. So there's no forge out of Protoss, that's good. And we got a Zerg, who has mined the same amount of gas I have. So his speed will be kicking in right now if he went for speed. Alright, so we got standard opens from both players. Let's try to do some damage to the worker line.
사령부 업그레이드 완료.
Okay, so the Zerg player knows what he's doing. So remember, he opened 2 gate, and oftentimes what you see on this map is you'll see a 2 gate open, and they'll skip the warp gate and go 2 adept into a Stargate. So I gotta get the engineering bug here.
동맹 기지가 공격받고 있습니다. 동맹이 공격받고 있습니다.
Go for the queen. Speed is out, so I gotta be a little more careful now.
공격받고 있습니다.
Didn't get the inject off, so that's good. Good trades, good trades.
동맹 기지가 공격받고 있습니다.
Good micro, good trades. Go after the drones, get a turret.
아군이 공격받고 있습니다. 동맹 기지가 공격받고 있습니다. 동맹이 공격받고 있습니다.
Need a second base. GG. So I actually want to go into the replay here. The thing I'm looking for here is what the Zerg, like how the Zerg opened, and I'll tell you guys how to counter what I did. So he goes hatch. Here's the important part. Let's take a look at when he actually builds his gas. All right, so he takes his gas at 18. So this is actually right, but I feel like because of the way he opened with the Overlord, and see, here's the other thing. He built a second drone, so he's pooling at 18. When you don't pool at 17, you almost always auto lose to a 3-Rax Reaper open because your speed does not come out at the proper timing to deal with it correctly, right? So this is why he lost to the Reapers. You gotta go 18 gas, 17 pool on a map like this. Really, no matter what the situation is, because the Zergling speed is super, super important for you to be able to hold any aggressive play that might come your way, right? So I just wanted to go over why he wasn't able to hold that. But other than that, GG. Alright, boys, we got a Terran Protoss versus Terran. Alright, so we're gonna get cannoned here, it looks like. I guess we're not gonna get cannoned. Okay, so I'm gonna go. I can see on the minimap my teammate's going for 3x Reapers. I'm gonna go with a Cyclone. Actually, what I think I'll do this game is I'll actually do a. Two factory siege tank Hellion push.
사령부 업그레이드 완.
It looks like he's doing something weird, like breaking the back rocks and making a push or something. I guess that's what he's doing. I win this all day. Nice, good pickup, Protec. So we're gonna try to synergize with the teammates open here by going for two factory siege tank Hellion, and we're gonna float our racks, or we're just gonna straight up die to their aggression here.
아군이 공격받고 있습니다.
Yeah, I'm gonna die here.
동맹이
Fuck.
공격받고 있습니다. 기지가 공격받고 있습니다. 부속 건물 완성. 동맹이 공격받고 있습니다. 사령부 업그레이드 완료.
Going for the recall. Okay, we're gonna send the racks across, and we're gonna siege up. We're gonna keep that out of range of his stuff.
기지가 공격받고 있습니다.
Ah, where is my teammate? Why are you there? Lord have mercy, dude. Engineering bay.
기지가 공격받고 있습니다.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, absolutely wonderful.
아군이 공격받고 있습니다. 아군이 기지가 공격받고 있습니다. 기지가 공격받고 있습니다. 아군이 공격받고 있습니다. 동맹이 공격받고 있습니다.
We definitely missed our window of opportunity there because my teammate just stayed on the damn watchtower in the middle of the map.
사령부 업그레이드 완료.
Sucks because I can't use my
동맹
mule.
기지가 공격받고 있습니다.
There's no way we do damage here.
동맹 기지가 공격받고 있습니다.
And I died of that.
기지가 공격받고 있습니다. 동맹이 공격받고 있습니다. 동맹이 공격받고 있습니다. 아군이 공격받고 있습니다. 아군이 공격받고 있습니다.
So, really unfortunate, but the reason we lose this game is because my teammate, when I sent my first initial tank across the map, he parked his arm. First of all, his build was really bad. That build that he did was absolutely atrocious. You never want to do that build, okay? Here's the other thing I'll say, is that he is not stream sniping, but he is actually sniping me right now. If we take a look at his profile, he's actually the rank 1 player on the server. And so basically what he did here was he queued up on my team and he threw the game, essentially is what he did. Because he knows that doing that build on that map is atrocious and it will never work, right? So let's take a look at what he did and how he manipulated the system, right? First of all, he was playing unranked. If we go into the match history, we can see that he didn't lose any points or anything, right? So first of all, he's playing unranked. I ended up losing 80 MMR, and I don't remember how many division points it was. I believe it was like 30 or 40. So he did he knew he was playing with me. He did a really bad build, and he did this because he got on my team. He was playing unranked, and he didn't have any reason to actually win the game. Because if he loses the game while he's playing unranked, then I lose all those points. I lose all of those MMR, all of that MMR. So it's unfortunate, but this is just kind of the crap you have to deal with. It's Blizzard's inability to, preserve the integrity of the game. And so oftentimes I will run into this stuff like this where the top ranked players will be playing unranked and then they'll just team kill or What he did in last game is a form of team killing, and it's a form of ladder manipulation. Also, keep in mind, this is the rank 15 NA player from last season on North America who got ousted for win trading to get to top 15. So we know that this guy manipulates the ladder. We know that he gets his rank through illegitimate means. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Blizzard will never fix it. Sucks. Welcome to the next game, boys. We unfortunately have a Bronze League teammate. Haha, not good. Man, tell you guys, matchmaking's been pretty fucking atrocious the last couple days. It's kind of depressing, really. Goes by the name of General Zhang. So when you get low-ranked teammates like this on your team, you lose a metric fuck ton of points and MMR. So you have to take the game seriously. Because, you know, a lot of times what'll happen is you'll get these low-ranked players on your team, and the opponents will be equally as bad, right? But that isn't how it happens all the time. I'd say it's 50-50 at this point. Where the opponents are decent and your teammate's not. And the system is very, very unfair. Okay, I'm getting cannon rush here, nothing I can do about that. So we just need to wall off here and then lift and go here.
동맹이 공격받고 있습니다. 사령부 업그레이드 완료. 기지가 공격받고 있습니다.
Okay, we're gonna attack the cannon rusher. Put up a CC there and take the gold. I guess his teammate's AFK or he's just bad. I always like it when cannon rushers like that get bad teammates. They definitely get what they deserve. So obviously this would have been a lot different had the Zerg player been decent at the game, right? Alright, I just edited out the whole thing where that guy was just waiting. He was just waiting for us to kill all of his buildings or whatever. I want to go into the replay here, and I want to show you guys one of the ways that you can deal with this cannon rush if you're not really aware that it's happening. So for me, I really just wasn't paying attention. I wasn't aware that he was going to do the cannon rush. And obviously, part of this is the bad pathing of the first Overlord. The probe didn't get spotted until it was like right there, right? So if that's the case, there's just no way for you to have units and prepared in time, like to send your units down here to be prepared for this, right? So if your SCVs are not in position for this, then you have to move location, right? And go 3 barracks. If you do this, oftentimes cannon rushers just don't know how to deal with it. So you wall this off with a 3rd Rax, you make an orbital command, and then once it finishes, you lift and you go down here, you use the Reaper to kill the worker, to kill the pylon that he'll build, and kill the 2nd probe, and then this way, there's no way for him to stop your mining, right? Now, the cool part about this is that oftentimes, Protoss players will just get really greedy, or they will not really think 2 steps ahead, and they won't prepare defenses back home. Now, he should have done that because he could clearly see that his teammate's spawning pool is being built at 2 minutes into the game, right? So now he doesn't have a core, he has no unit, no teammate. My point is that this is just one of the ways that you can deal with cannon rushes from the Protoss perspective if your teammate does things like not scout with his first Overlord. The first Overlord, when you spawn here, it's got to go here, and then to the tower, and then to here. And so this way you can see if probes are leaving the map, or crossing the map, right? Good stuff. All right, boys, welcome to the next game of the video today. Got a PT versus PT. Let's get our game in full screen. I'm getting sniped by Koss right now, so I'm really trying to avoid him so he doesn't keep, you know, manipulating my rating. So to do that, I have to keep the game in windowed full screen so I can see it in the background. And let's see, what do I want to do this game? I am just going to go standard bio. It's a really early freaking scout. I'm gonna just actually stay on the probe because I want to see if he tries to, you know, do like a proxy Stargate or something like that. I have to run away now. If the Reaper timings are the same, then his Reaper will be coming out momentarily. So we got a pretty bad open for my teammate here. So far in this game, it's not looking good. Like a gate and a forge, like, doesn't really make a lot of sense. And I'm leaving the Reaper here because I would rather not run into any complication with my my ability to hold this expansion. Like, because sometimes what'll happen is you'll send the Reaper out, you'll lose it. And then he'll counter-aggress with his Reaper and get your building SCV. Alright, so here what we're gonna do is my teammate is going for two Stargate off of one base, and we're gonna amplify this by feeding him gas. And I'm gonna make a bunker here because
구성건물
I'm gonna
완성.
be operating off of no factory for a while.
사령부 업그레이드 완료. 부속 건물 완성.
Alright, we're gonna take our factory. Current player has a gas. Or I mean not a gas, but a
동맹이 공격받고 있습니다.
dropship. Alright, so the Phoenix Snowball has started. The Protoss opponent is not going to have anywhere near the same Phoenix count as my teammate. And the Terran player's build is not very good, from what I can tell.
연구 완료. 동맹이 공격받고 있습니다.
So, because the snowball has started, I don't feel the need to continue sending him gas. So, I'm just going to do a marine attack once my medevacs come out.
동맹이 공격받고 있습니다.
That is, of course, unless my teammate just straight up wins the game
부속
for us.
건물 완성.
And we will transition into siege tanks after our first push, after we get our +1 going. So once those medevacs come out, we're just gonna literally just walk across the map like it's nobody's business. I wasn't paying too much attention, so I don't actually know if there is siege tanks. Usually if a medevac is out that early, there will be. But if that's the case, that should be okay. My teammate should just be able to lift any siege tanks that's there. Alright, so let's actually get a third. And then get a second factory, because we're going to transition into siege tanks.
연구 완료.
Oh, thanks for doing that right over my army. Appreciate that, brother. Range for you. Let's get up some production. Make sure we can continue our upgrades. Alright, so I just want to go back into this replay and I want to kind of show you guys meta, okay? I mean, and let's be real here. This guy, his teammate was of lower rank, I would say. It was kind of a free win because I just fed gas to my teammate for 1 base, 2 gate, Stargate, right? So you can see kind of from this point forward, he's kind of screwed. Because he does go for the Adept, he does go for the Expansion, he goes for the later Stargate. I wouldn't say later, but he planted 2 Stargates at the same time, right? And so from this point forward, because I'm gonna feed gas to Protoss, he's always going to be able to produce Phoenixes from his Stargates, right? So his Stargate, his second Stargate is super, super late. I mean, we can see he's cranking out the Phoenixes already, right? But you can kind of see the delay between Phoenixes when you're on 2 gases like this. You can't really keep it up, right? So to fix this, you have to send gas to your teammate. Now, I'm a pretty big advocate of removing resource sharing, but here's the problem, okay? Oftentimes, most players in TP versus TP are going to do the same thing. And if you do not send gas to your teammate, and the opposition is feeding gas to the Protoss, then what that means is that the air battle is never going to be on par, right? And so you're ultimately going to lose the game. And so to counteract this, you have to send gas to your teammate and you have to defend the front. Now, this is why I build a bunker. This is why I forego the factory and send the gas to him. Not because I like to do it, not because it was like something that I like to abuse, but it's because this was a mirror matchup, and you will oftentimes see players do this strategy. And if you don't do this, if you don't counteract it, you will lose the game. So that's why you kind of have to more or less do it, right? So we can see that the Phoenix count, if I go into the units tab, we can see that the Phoenix count is, he's got 4, he's got 1. He's up shit creek without a paddle, right? So he, as you can see, he goes up to a 3rd Stargate because he probably knows this, right? He probably knows that his build is better. He has better economy, better gas income. And so he goes for the quick 3rd Stargate. But he's got 2 now, and my teammate has 6. So you can see how this snowballs out of control. Now, also to keep in mind that his teammate doesn't have a tech lab. He's gone for tech lab on his factory, on his starport. He's got way too much gas. He could be sending his gas to his teammate. Instead, he uses it for himself. And so if this had been a standard game, it would have been more or less okay, right? But 4 Phoenixes versus 9 Phoenixes, we are ultimately going to win this game. Because here's the problem. If you are in a Phoenix versus Phoenix fight, and you have 9 Phoenix versus 5, what this means is that you're never going to lose the air battle. And so if you push with a heavy Marine army, his Phoenixes can just lift siege tanks if that is the choice that they have gone for, right? Because that's one of the ways to keep the Marines out of the base. So again, winning the air battle is of the utmost importance. So recognizing this, I fed him gas. And it's kind of just, you know, self-explanatory from there. Like, now it's 7 Phoenixes versus 8. But my build is just so much better. Like, my Marine count's 31, my opposition's Marine count is 7, right? So the snowball started, it made it so that this Protoss player couldn't aggress, and I could just go unharassed the whole game, right? So this was a clear case of better teammate synergy, better understanding of the game, coming from the Terran player's perspective. I actually think this Protoss player was much better than this Protoss player, but it was just the strategy that was utilized that allowed us to win the match. All right, boys and girls, we got the next game for you here. Random Protoss versus 2 Terran. Don't think it's a very good idea to do that, so I'm not going to. I really don't like playing this map as 2 Terran. You're just so limited to what you can and can't do. I think what I'm gonna just do here is I'm gonna do the Hellion Open into bio. Good luck with that. Oh, he's just not gonna do anything about that, I guess. So the random player still has not revealed his race yet. Again, I'm just gonna tag that to see if he proxies. I guess he doesn't know that he loses that. If you want to win that fight, you have to micro backwards when your shields run out and then recharge and come back. Which is what he's doing right now. I have to send a second SCV or not because he's not chasing. Get up our factory.
사령부 업그레이드 완료.
33% chance that Random has spawned Terran, so we're going to take the gamble and digress. Not digging my teammates' build so far. Oops, I forgot to build a depot. No expansion, no expansion. Free gateway, stalker.
부속 건물 완성.
Actually, let's
아군이
dive.
공격받고 있습니다.
I'm not sure what to think of that. I think it's a proxy of some sort, so I'm gonna try to scout it.
부속 건물 완성.
And I'm gonna go tank marine. Yeah. Gonna need a bunker there.
사령부 업그레이드 완료.
And we're gonna cut workers and build some more production.
아군이 공격받고 있습니다.
Get an eBay in case of Dark Templar. Alright, so they're both proxying, which means I need to get a second bunker.
기지가 공격받고 있습니다. 부속 건물 완성.
Another siege tank.
부속 건물 완성.
Man, I wasn't expecting this. Can't move my tanks because if I move my tanks, whatever. Man, he went glaives too.
동맹 기지가 공격받고 있습니다.
Okay, so they did too much damage to me, and the main reason for this is because my teammate is very, very low rank. So from this point forward, I'm basically screwed. I'm gonna have to try to get my economy back up and maybe get stim out or something. But yeah, my teammate definitely didn't play that right, and that's why I take as many losses as I really took. Teammate also went for fast battle cruiser when there's like a lot of stalkers on the map, and rushing to BC is not a good idea when that's the case. Like, he won't be able to do any damage with that. My saturation's better than him after losing basically all of my workers. So we're in a really bad spot. And I'm gonna have to hit a timing of some sort if I want to have even a remote chance of winning this game. Which is going to be with tanks and marines, I guess.
동맹이 공격받고 기지가 공격받고 있습니다. 아군이 공격받고 있습니다. 기지가 공격받고 아군이 공격받고 있습니다. 연구 완료.
Okay. So again, really far behind again. Teammate has done no damage, has taken no damage, has less SCVs than I do after losing basically all of my SCVs. And if he doesn't move that, I'm gonna kill it.
동맹이 공격받고 있습니다.
I have to make this push because I'm just so far behind and my teammate's not gonna be able to win this game, so.
동맹이 공격받고 있습니다.
Very unlikely that this will yield any kind of result, but it's the option we got.
동맹이 공격받고 있습니다. 연구 광맥이 고갈되었습니다.
As expected, no damage. And my teammate still has less SCVs than I do. Cool. Matchmaking on motherfucking point. Totally loving it. I suppose the good news here is that there is no third. At least there. Need to get up Ghost.
아군이 공격받고 있습니다. 동맹이 공격받고 있습니다. 광맥이 고갈되었습니다. 업그레이드 완료.
There really isn't a chance in hell for me to win with this ally. Did I ever build the Ghost Academy?
부속 건물 완성.
Like, the situation that you're in when you play TVP is never the situation you can be in to win. Like, this just kind of falls on whether or not the opponents are not macroing well or might, or you know, like take good engagements or whatever.
연구 완료. 광맥이 고갈. 사령부 업그레이드 완료. 광맥이 고갈되었습니다. 광맥이 고갈되었습니다.
We just kind of have to hope that at some point his battlecruisers will do something, but, you know, is that realistically going to happen? Probably not.
동맹이 공격받고 있습니다. 업그레이드 완료.
Probably not.
동맹이 공격받고 있습니다. 아군이 공격받고 있습니다. 기지가 동맹이 공격받고 있습니다. 기지가 공격받고 있습니다. 아군이 공격받고 있습니다. 광맥이 고갈되었습니다.
Teammate just chilling there, doing nothing. Again. Imagine that.
기지가 공격받고 있습니다.
Still doing nothing.
연구 완료. 기지가 공격받고 있습니다.
Still doing nothing. Imagine that.
동맹이 공격받고 있습니다. 업그레이드 완료.
Finally does something. That's good. Probably should be like a 5th base down here. Bad EMP. Wasn't really ready to pick that engagement.
광맥이 고갈되었습니다.
Teammate is sitting there doing nothing. Normal.
동맹이 공격받고 있습니다. 연구 완료. 아군이 공격받고 있습니다. 광맥이 고갈되었습니다.
I definitely could be playing better, and if I want to win this game, I'm definitely going to have to start playing better. I better not make that a,
아군이 공격받고 있습니다. 동맹 기지가 공격받고
OC.
있습니다. 아군이 공격받고 있습니다. 기지가 공격받고 있습니다.
Like, homeboy, you really, when he's doing this, you need to be using your army to do something about it. Like, this is getting kind of ridiculous how bad he's playing.
기지가 공격받고
Like, yeah, I'm definitely not having the greatest game, but I definitely have no teammate here.
공격받고 있습니다. 동맹 기지가 공격받고 있습니다. 기지가 공격받고 있습니다. 동맹이 공격받고 있습니다. 아군이 공격받고 있습니다.
Alright, I can't hold that, not anymore. Especially since the army that's supposed to be countering it is not ever engaging it.
기지가 공격받고 있습니다.
Awful ally.
기지가 공격받고 있습니다. 기지가 공격받고 있습니다. 베스핀 간헐천이 고갈되었습니다. 아군이 공격받고 있습니다.
Alright, so teammate dug us this hole that he is never going to be able to get us out of.
아군이 공격받고 있습니다.
Always late to the party, aren't you, buddy?
업그레이드 완료.
Just atrocious.
광맥이 고갈되었습니다.
Yeah. There's no words to explain how bad this ally actually was. You can't even explain it. It's unfathomable. I'd like to give you more of a detailed explanation as to why we lost, but there is none. He was just bad. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next game of the video today. PZ versus PP, which is usually just an auto loss for my team. And the matchmaking has been so atrocious today that I'm actually just gonna go ahead and do this build. I'm really not interested in trying to play a long drawn out game with someone who has no idea what they're doing, which has been the case for actually the last couple of days now. And I actually think the reason that this might be going on is because the ladder season might be ending soon. And if that's the case, then this is part of the reason why the matches are so lopsided for me. Either way, we're going to tuck the probe back here. We're going to go 2 gate. We're going to make sure that that probe does not steal our gas. If our gases get stolen, this build does not work. Protoss scouts, these 2 gate. Saturate our gases. Let's do our proxy pylon. Let's do it right there. Seems like a good place for it. Set up a camera location for our warp in point. Make sure we got 16 workers on the main here. Got a hatchery, got a pool, got a 1 gate. Build a couple of depths, chrono boost our gate, or I mean our warp gate, and build our 2 gateways near our proxy pylon. Make sure we keep chrono boosting our cybernetics core. Build the next pylon after the first 2 adepts. Alright, we're going to put a pylon there because we're not building another round there. 10 seconds until our next chrono boost. Make sure my camera location's set up properly there. 3 seconds. Alright, first warp in. So it's going to be Zerglings, Stalkers, Zealots, Roaches maybe. So I think my first warp in here will be a round of Stalker. And we will aggress. No expansion there. Let's take that out. We're probably going to die to this Zergling run by. Good news is that the Zergling count's actually relatively low. Or just totally out of position. Okay, this isn't gonna work. He just literally sat there and spammed Zerglings the whole fucking time. They were actually... This was destined for failure, because... the Protoss player is proxying as well. So after the first initial scout, their plan was to go 4-gate and Zergling spam, so this wasn't going to work from the very start. Actually quite a nice hold, and I still have my proxy that they didn't get. So yeah, you can see 3 stalkers came up that way, so there's definitely a proxy over there. No longer going to be helping my teammate. He should be fine. Warping around the zealots down here, and he should be able to hold this now. 1-gate, 3-gate, robo. Yeah, he should be able to hold that now. So I'm just going to actually bank some units over here and try to counter aggress. Got about 3 chrono boosts, so let's actually use those. Need some sentries here. Oh, motherfuck, I'm capped, damn it. Alright, let's go. Protoss is only just now taking his base, so I'll be able to cancel on that. I actually need more units here because I don't have a recall. That chrono boost I used was a bad idea. And I guess my teammate's just not going to push. My teammate is very low rank, I think. He's not playing bad though, that's the thing. Like, you can tell he's playing, like, you can tell he's not very high rank, but he's not playing terribly. Finally get up our second base. And the reason I'm doing this, the reason I just keep aggressing like this is because I want to keep that Protoss off of his base, because this is just going to amplify my teammate's army. Assuming he ever does anything with it, right? Alright, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna transition into Mass Phoenixes, because I feel like I'm just too far behind when it comes to being able to successfully make a transition into Gateway. So, plus that guy had a Void Ray. So I know he's gone for Stargate, and I know that my second base is actually faster than his. Might actually even be able to save that. And I think we're gonna win here, actually. Beautiful force fields. Just crush them with your Archon. Oh, baby, that's what I'm saying. So, that actually turned out to be a very good teammate, and I would even go so far as to saying that he carried the match. Pretty incredible. Alright, so one of the things I just want to note here is that you'll notice I've dropped from 4.8k MMR to 4.5k MMR, and I've done this in the span of about 5 games, right? I think I've lost about 5 games, and I lost about 300 MMR for those 5 games. Absolutely unjust, makes no sense because it's really obvious that matchmaking has not gone in my favor. And this is part of the reason why when I play random 2v2, especially on Korea, not so much the other servers, but especially on Korea, I don't really take MMR too seriously because you win every game that you win, it's like +1, and every game you lose is like minus 100, minus 24 points, minus 100 MMR. So, you know, I just take the division points seriously. All right, my dudes, welcome to the next game of the video. Protoss versus Random. This game, I'm actually going to try something a little different. I'm going to try going for Marauders. I've seen it pop up a couple of times on Korea, and I'm curious to see if I can make it work. This is a 2-Rax Marauder open. And it's nice because a lot of times you can seal your wall here, right, with one supply depot and 1 Rax. A lot of times what you'll see is the probe will dart in and just scout at one time. Like they won't come back up the ramp to scout for like a tech lab or whatever. Now, this build is incredibly weak against early Stargate play. I think, anyway. That's how I feel about it going into the game here. And the other cool part about going for this build is that you only need 1 gas to like really make it work. So I can get the Marauder, the Concussive Shells, and the second Tech Lab all off of 1 gas, and then I can produce Marauders all off of 1 gas. So there hasn't been a scout. We're just gonna go across the map with 1. See if we catch a greedy Protoss. And let's try to expand behind it too. I feel like I might be able to get away with that. Custom Shells is kicked in, which means I can kite for days. Gotta run away here because I don't want to take too much damage on the first Marauder. Actually, let's just wait for the third. Expand behind it. get stem. So far, so good. Yo, fuck. Okay, let's start to transition out of this. Let's get an eBay because it's too Protoss, you know, oracles. You know, Dark Templar, that kind of stuff. Ah, teammate went for a Widowmine drop, nice. Alright, so this guy's dead. He's probably just salty. Maybe he's raging at his teammate or something. Because he literally can't do anything. Be better for him just to leave the game and give his teammate money. So that's kind of a cool build. Not really too sure how I feel about it. Those guys were obviously not very good. I think it can be good if your teammate synergizes with it well. So like a 3-Rax Reaper open. Or even Hellions. Not a Widowmine drop. The nice part about that build is that you can do it off of 1 gas. Now, I might play around with that a little more on traders and see how it really goes. Alright, my dudes. Here we go again. PR versus RP. We're gonna open... How do I feel? How do I feel? How do I feel? What am I gonna do here? Gonna open with the hatch. Teammates opens pretty good so far. We're gonna do 18 gas, 17 pool. We're gonna open with some Zergling aggro. Zergling aggro. Teammate's gas has been stolen, so what does that mean? That means that the opponent Protoss has 75 less resources to work with, plus an incredible amount of mining time lost due to the scout. All of those things considered, going for a early aggressive play seems like a pretty good idea to me. But my teammate will scout. I'll get a little information to find out what the best course of action should be. Expansion. We've got a full wall. Okay, so he's getting warp gate. He's not building any unit out of his gate. There's a tech lab out already that, if you look at the animation, you can see is actually upgrading. I'm only going to show 4 Zerglings here, and what I'm going to be going for here is a swell of Lings to keep them off of their additional bases. We're not going to make any more Lings. We're going to transition out of this. And we're going to cross the map and try to do some damage to their expansions, although it seems pretty likely that there's nothing there. But we'll see. If there is something there, I'll take a third. If there isn't, there's that base. There's no base there, so I'm not going to take a third yet. Terran player appears to be playing with one base, and oftentimes what you'll see is some kind of a one base drop play. One of the important things that you got to do here is you got to get creep out there in case it's like a one base tank push. So we're going to be going for some creep tumors here. And we're just going to be spamming a lot of lings right now because there's no bases. And there's no expansion, so it's a good idea to get up some spore crawlers. Let's just take some of these overlords and try to detect drop play. And he went for DT. Good teammate. Alright, so we've discovered what his tactic is. Let's take a third. Man, I really called everything they were doing, huh? Need to get some Banes here for this push. I think we'll be alright. Let's spread out a little bit. Alright, good stuff. Start getting evolution chambers, taking some gases, spreading some creep, checking for thirds, getting a lair. Okay, we're going full drone mode. Gotta be wary of drop, however. Let's go ahead and get overlord speed while we're at it. Kind of over mend right now, so let's take a fourth. Teammate is aggressing. I'd rather not go with him in case of drop. Get an infestation pit. Let's get Baneling speed. So I feel pretty confident here. We're pretty far ahead, I would say. There's the drop that I was talking about. It's actually a work program. And that sucks. Yes, got it. Lost a queen there, not a big deal. saturation. Let's get queen there. Let's go ahead and drone that up. Okay, so there was an observer over my changeling there, which means he's gone for some robo play. So let's go ahead and get a spire after that. Scout. And I wasn't paying attention. Crap. It's the importance of creep on this map. Being able to get to those drops in a timely manner. So we're just in it for the macro game. Corruptor, Ling Ultra Bane. Wait for them to do a little push. Take a fifth. Make sure we're still getting upgrades. Start spreading out some OVs to spot for drops. Let's get a couple of overseers. We got 80 drones, which is the number we want. We have 5 corruptor to deal with these damn drops. Keep spreading our creep. Getting all the upgrades we need. Might as well just get +1 on the corruptor to get rid of drop play shenanigans. Get 3/3 on our carapace. I didn't see if he actually got it or not. And now I'm totally out of position. I don't know what I was thinking there. Had no gas at all. Definitely not the best trade, but I am maxed out. And I will continue to be maxed out for the remainder of the game. Let's go down this way. Let's take out those rocks. Let's take out those rocks. Take out those rocks. Let's go ahead and take a 6. Oh, I forgot. Should probably get her. Just kind of a move. Don't really have to watch it. Don't really have to do much. And I'd say these guys are pretty dead. Maybe try to bust them down with bangs. So what do we have? We have Void Ray, we have some tanks. I think there was like one Thor in there. So I'll just like crank out a bunch of mutas, I guess, after this trade. Mutalisk, 14 Mutalisk, 15 Mutalisk. 17 Mutalisk. 19. Dark Templars there. Need more gas. Definitely have no gas. We got more than enough mutas to deal with that, right? And we have the Golden Armada too, so. And that's all she wrote. So I just want to cover a very, very, very important key part to winning this game, okay? It is very, very important. Very, 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 very important. So one of the strategies that you can use against PT on this map from the Zerg perspective is you can do a huge Zergling swell. And you can utilize this to keep them off of their expansions, force them to build infrastructure, force them to deal with the Lings, right? So I cancel this. And so what this means, I would say about 90% of the time, it doesn't always mean this, but about 90% of the time, it means that he's doing one base play. Now this could be Stargate play, it could be Robo play off of one base, it could be Twilight Council, it could be DTs, it could be anything, right? But one of the things that you can do is you can poke up the ramp and you can check to see what he's doing with his core. So when I poked up the ramp with my Lings, I saw that he was chrono boosting his cybernetics core. He didn't build a unit, and so sometimes what you'll see is you'll see a committal to the cybernetics core, but it's a ruse, right? It's actually a Stargate play, and they're just trying to fool you. Now, of course, I can't get in there and scout. My overlords aren't anywhere near the base, and yeah, so I'm not getting in there, right? Because I see this chrono boost on the core, I make spores, because that generally will mean a Stargate ruse or Dark Templar. And he doesn't have a second base, so you can take that economic loss by building the 2 spores within your base. It's just worth it. And this is the important part to winning this game. Being able to identify that your opponents are on one base and making the right choices based off of that fact. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for tuning into my video today. Again, I want to give a big quick shout out to all of my donations that have come in for the 30-day ban video series. Big shout out to all you guys. Thank you very much for supporting what I do. Today was pretty good day. Lots of wins, some losses in there, some pretty good games overall. If you guys like the content, hit that thumbs up. If you dislike the content, hit that thumbs down. Any and all feedback is greatly appreciated. So if you have any suggestions or tips or anything that you would like to see change or see differently, you can go ahead and let me know that in the comments below. Also, please make sure that you set up your notifications correctly so that you are getting notified when I release a video. And yeah, if you guys like my content, do consider dropping a donation. The links to donating are in the description. You can do the Streamlabs link, and that'll actually, like, if I'm in production of making the videos, it'll actually, the notification will go off. Or you can just do direct. Direct is totally fine as well. And that is the paypal.me, or excuse me, link. But yeah, so thank you all very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the show. And I'll see you guys for the next one. Have a good day and peace out.